is our second video of our YouTube Heritage Gardening series. Within the last week, our soap seedlings have gone through the process of germinating. They are now ready to be planted into the soil. The many common techniques of gardening actually stem from our ancestors' practices from the 19th century. Without the use of synthetic pesticides, gardens from the past were at a high risk for disease and pestilence.
Crop loss has also decreased within the last couple of centuries. As our technology and knowledge of the subject has advanced, so have our methods. Our ecotourism student has used chicken wire to create coverings for the seeds that have already been planted. This is an attempt to keep pests and animals from eating the seeds. In the past, people would use twigs, sticks, and other objects to create a makeshift fence or covering to defend their crops against small pests and other wildlife.
We had a question relating to last week's video. This question asked to determine the difference between a hotbed and a cold frame. I mentioned that gardeners in the past would have placed seedlings into hotbeds or cold frames after the soaking period is over in order to germinate. Each is used to help your seedlings grow and to protect them from the weather outside. The main difference between these two enclosures is that a hotbed provides some sort of heat source. On the other hand, a cold frame is unheated. Typically, people from the past would have used a mass of well-prepared manure to cover the seedlings and to give them warmth.
In this video, we will be planting our seeds. As shown in last week's video, we prepped 3 different types of seeds: corn, peas, and squash. Before planting any type of seed, it is important to understand what type of soil you're working with. The Museum Heritage Garden is filled with sandy, clay, loam soil. It feels gritty to the touch due to the concentration of sand in the soil. To determine what kind of soil you're working with at home in your garden, refer to the link in this video's description and use the flow chart to properly determine what type of soil you're working with. Our ecotourism student has added sheep manure into our garden. It is recommended that with sandy soil, you add some sort of organic matter. Possible forms of organic matter are compost and animal manure. Fertilizer is a more modern-day approach that many people recommend for your gardening. The artifact that I have with me is called the De Weeder. This handheld device is made out of wood and cast iron. Its purpose is to pitch underneath the weeds in your garden and to pull them out along with the root. This tool is from the group of Nye artifacts donated to our museum. The Knisley family was of German Mennonite descent. They were located in the Gasline area of Port Colborne during the early 19th century. Like many other farming families, it is very likely that the Knisleys handmade this tool along with other tools in their farm. Corn is a fairly easy and reliable crop to grow if you give it moist and fertile soil and warm weather. The indigenous peoples of South and North Americas have cultivated corn for over 5,000 years. In many places, it is not only a staple food, but also an integral part of their culture. Corn has many nutritious values, including being high in carbohydrates, as well as soluble fiber, folate, and phosphorus. Typically, corn will take 75 days to mature. Pick the corn when the kernels contain milky juice. Clear juice means that the corn is immature, and the chewiness on the ear means the corn is past its prime. This artifact also comes from the Nye farm. This is a corn planter, which is used to easily deposit corn seeds into your garden. This device works by filling up the box/compartment on the side with corn seed. Then the device would be wielded by hand into the soil using the blunt end in the ground. This would create a pocket for the seedlings. At this point, the seed compartment would deposit just a couple seeds into the newly made hole in your soil. Now, finally on to information about planting. Squash likes well-drained, sandy loam soil enriched with compost. It will take approximately 90 days to grow and develop before they are ready to harvest. When planting peas, we want to sow the seedlings into the cool soil, not cold. These pea seeds are an old-time pea introduced in 1908. They are high-yielding and tasty. This pea does better than many in warm weather. The tightly filled pods are easy to shell, and their compact vines make it a good choice for small gardens. The estimated time until maturity is 72 days. When planting our corn, we want to space the seeds 8 to 12 inches apart in rows. When determining seed depth, you would place the corn seeds 1 inch into the soil in heavy soil and 2 inches in sandy soil. So our ecotourism student has planted the corn seeds 2 inches beneath the soil.